That's all I need. Now I got the key and I know. Oh, this peanut is so good. What's my damage?
$8.10.
There you go. And somebody left me 10 cents right here.
Okay.
There you go. I'm gonna borrow that.
Okay. You want just all three or four of these on here?
I just want one on there.
Okay, the original or the copy? Original?
Yeah, please.
Attach this to that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
There we go. Have a good one. Ha ha ha. Okay. A rough start there. What's up, y'all? No. Shit. Hold on, I got like three things that I've got still going on here. Is that at least working? Okay, good. I still have not gotten my cold drip, so I'm gonna run back there and do that. Happy Saturday Morning Live, Season 7, Episode 1. Everybody, Season 7. You'd think I'd get this down by now, but whatever. Locksmith, assemble! Yeah, that's not on. I'll probably need to stop this real quick. Okay.
Bluetooth mode.
Yeah.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
But are you? I mean, really? Okay, there we go. Morning, everybody. Yeah, cold. We're getting cold, ready for that cold, too. Oof. What's up, Rune? Gumby, Nate G, Tired Butcher Boy, Outlaw, Chevy Dude, Joe's Locksmith, what's up? Steven's Eyes, Kevin K, HKS, Mr. T in the house, Curdo, Rich T, what's up? Yin Yet. Good morning, y'all. Zoe. Cold drip. No, it's cold. Go. I said this was pretty dangerous for me to be leaving, and then I moved it into a more even dangerous spot. Even more dangerous, or where was I? Ah, Matt's Lock Shop. What's up, Matt? Happy Saturday Morning Live. Yeah, Happy New Year. What's up, Doused? Devo, what's up? If you heard me say "oh no," it was because we're out of our box of spoons, so I had to find a spoon. Luckily, we end up with a lot of takeout spoons here. Just turn work away to hang out. Oh, it's probably pretty dang cold up there too, isn't it? Hey, I had to ask you a question, HKS. And I actually had it in a video, and I was going to post it in a video, but it's probably something you have. Schwab little concrete filled lockbox from like the 50s, 60s, 40, 50s, 60s. Has a little dial on it. The dial doesn't go all the way through the combination chamber, which is just an open wheel pack that's attached to the lid. I can't remember what was written on the. I've got a video of it. I was just gonna either send you a picture of it or something. But the drive ring, anyway, the drive ring, the little brass ring on the inside of the combo wheel that hooks into the number is gone. And I hadn't honestly looked through some of my old stuff. I probably better do that first. Because I seem to recall that lock being a very familiar lock. Somebody brought it in and it wasn't working. Luckily, it was in the lock position. It's a spring latch type lock. The dial is pretty recognizable because instead of having the spindle that goes through attached to the dial, it kind of mounts like a Sergeant Mortis lock lever handle, where the spindle spring loaded goes not really spring loaded, it's just sized right, and it goes into basically like a Sergeant Mortis lever would work. Anyway, you just reminded me that I was going to ask you about that, and it's just one of those things that I hadn't gotten back around to because it has been hectic, and I'm sure it's going to be hectic next week too, especially if it freezes here in the south. The ground's going to do a whomper, and a whomper with our clay is gonna not be good. Look, I got a new ball. Did I show you all my ball? Yeah. I want to put my ball somewhere here. Here, we'll just put my ball like that. Woo. Probably won't be able to see it, but yeah. Anyway, the brass ring pin's sheared off. It's not a big deal because it's just like his dad's and he thought he could use it until I got up the lock apart and I was like, no, I don't think I have one of those, but I can look for one for you. Anyway, Ken Nixon, what's up? Ah, it scrolled, damn it. Fred, what's up? Chris Donovan, City Lock, what's going on? Rich T, what's up? Hey, Dana. Bridget, what's up? Oh, Bridget, we have a box sitting on the counter ready to go out. I saw the U.S. mail parcel. He didn't show up yesterday. You have a box going out right now, though. Yay. Way behind, but yay. All right, let's go to this screen. I forgot this was like this, so let me change that. Let's Elgato transform this guy to that. And turn this off. We had it all set up for when Wes was here last week. Yeah, I definitely need a haircut, don't I? Yeah. It's already like that little blue and pink line's already floating down into like the New York area, isn't it? It's coming our way. Can you feel the difference between 32 and 40? That's just too cold, Gumby. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Kevin, it's coming straight for y'all first, then it's supposed to float over to us. So prepare. Brace. Brace. I'm going to go get rid of this spoon. I'm going to take a sip of my Mississippi cold drip with the spoon in it. So, as always, you can get this at mscolddrip.com. This video is not sponsored nor paid for. And in fact, I buy my cold drip at retail prices, which is stupid. Considering you can get it at a discount on their website. I don't know with shipping, though. It probably works out to be about retail pricing. You know it, but don't have one. Very, very little oldies parts. Yeah, the customer was like, if there's nothing, before I even had taken it apart, yeah, and the first thing I ran into, somebody stripped that there's a screw, if you know what I'm talking about, the cover over it. There's basically a cabinet knob that holds that cover on, right? I started to unscrew it, and it unscrewed like 2 turns, and then just came to a dead stop, and I was like, "Oh no!" Sitting there thinking, it's got that nice little matching antiquish type cabinet knob on there. But luckily, Heat was able to get it off, and that's when we found out this thing, the little strippy thing, was gone. The little brass thing was toast. Maybe the ground shifting will realign water pipes. I don't know. It's gonna be bad for pipes. 17. Jeez, that's crazy. Snow and slow-mo. What's up? Snow in there? It's cold. It's door closed and wearing a hoodie. Yeah, it's cold for Mississippi. It's like, I don't know what it is right now. Probably, I want to say 40-ish degrees. Let's see. Does this thing tell me what degree it is? 50. It's 50 right now. Well, here, Jackson. 50 feels like 42. Ha! 55 today. Looks like we have, we got severe thunderstorms. So the problem with that, y'all are just getting snow, right? We're about to get hit with this ice bullshit. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Ice bullshit is no fun here. Uh, Snow is fun when it melts away like snow's supposed to. But the ice bullshit is what it sucks because it's not fun. There's nothing, you can't make anything fun out of ice. They don't have to pick up. A lot of people don't know that, but so there you go. There goes yours, Bridget. Luckily, I caught him and was watching. They're not obligated to come pick up stuff, but our regular people normally look in, even if we don't have anything coming in. Yeah, see you locking. Hello. 45 in Northern California. Yeah, it's about us right now. But I feel like when it freezes, it's gonna rain probably, and then it's just gonna get cold as AF. Yes, sir. We'll give you. Yeah, the lady that handles that is in Monday through Friday, and so she was gonna contact you Monday. Okay. Do you have an email? Okay. What is it? And the standard tail pieces are like 450 each, and we ship out 40 now. It's way off. Okay, she'll contact you. Yep. long-winded. Long-winded. Hey, I saw your YouTube video. The running joke now. What is this? Today, 55. Sunday, 71. So the storms are bringing it. Look, it's going to go from... it's going to go from... that's so Mississippi. Jesus. Look at that. Look, yeah, I'll even prove it. Look. Today, 55. Sunday, 71. Monday, 45. It's just a normal winter. A little bit colder than normal there, but normal southern winter. Saw you on YouTube. We sell so many Schlag tail pieces because of that video. One would think if we were smart, we'd find a way to put a link in there and let people just order them. I think maybe I'll try to do that one year. But nobody ever reads the descriptions anyway. I may get 1 out of 10. It's 30 where you are. Bear. It's cold. You just did a job at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for using Fahrenheit. That is cold. I think once it hits 14, like nobody here goes out unless they're obviously have to for work or whatever, but have to bust out the coffee cans of salt again. Yeah, out there feeding chickens. It's not us, man. That's the state. They were doing that. That's the craziest thing. There's a video of the majorest intersection, one of the most major intersections in the state. 2 major highways intersect each other, and he was out there sprinkling salt on the bridge like he was feeding chickens. Literally, you could have CGI'd in some chickens running around out there, and it would have looked like he was feeding chickens on the interstate. That's how we roll. And yes, we use table salt because that's all we got. Speaking of, probably need to tell Kim to buy a couple of things of salt. But if there's ice on the ground, we ain't coming up here. We ain't getting out. Forget it. We're already irritated about next week. Being like a full ass week. Somehow I'm thinking that Mother Nature is going to change that though, because we've had two half-ass weeks for the past weeks. Now we're coming up on a full work week where most likely everybody's coming back to work unless it ices up come Sunday night or Monday morning. Thank you for the link, Daniel West. Appreciate that. There are some things coming on the new store. We put a banner up there saying new stuff coming, and a rearrange of the site like I said I was gonna do. It's just I'm not dumb. Water dripping in the faucets. Yeah. Leave your water dripping. Leave your cabinet doors open. Can you send you? Oh, you get them calling about wanting a combination. I can get that. Hey, I've got a save. Can you give me the combination for it? I saw a video on it. That's funny. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have the combo? I saw you talking about it. You're talking about a default combo or something. Yeah, everybody's safe ships out with the default combo. Table salt does work. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? No, I'm going to reapproach that too. I'm going to reapproach the clipper thing and it simultaneously But during the holidays, sheet metal companies like that, especially the ones that we have available to us, uh, they don't work except for their production shit that they have to do. So it would have probably not even begun by now anyway. They don't work. They don't work during the holidays like that, especially when they're in the middle of the week and they screw up the week. Anyway, that's something that we're gonna hope to have out soon, though. Obviously, time to go replace an atrium mortislock. We don't have a big driveway, but we do have a slightly sloped driveway, and we slid a vehicle out of it one year during a really, really bad ice storm. I was like, hey, I think I can take this truck in today, or it was an SUV, and put it in gear, and it put it in reverse. It's like a slope, and it was just like, it just started sliding. I was like, and it slid down to the end of the driveway. I was like, nope, we're just gonna leave it right here till it thaws out. Which happened the next day, so it wasn't that big of a deal. You got calls from Israel with simplex for like international calls. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, as far as what we're doing today, what are we doing today? I didn't really have a big plan. I've got kind of a horrible issue going on the workbench, but mainly right now it is screws. Um, all those, and it wasn't an issue because I wasn't even going to approach this, but I have been stacking up small plastic bins, and there's about seven. It's up to about seven right now, where they're all like quarter full each. So, and as they stacked up, they started leaning, and I had them on a chair, and I walked in this morning to see them toppled over. Luckily, they had toppled in the Nakatomi Plaza and were being held by a miraculous thing called friction or something, and screws weren't literally all over the floor because if not, it would have made a horrible mess. So I had to quickly snatch that and set it aside, and I was like, we could do that. But that's just horrible screw sorting. So possibly condense them a little bit is what I could do. But on the same token, if we jump over to the split screen, we can see a little bit of issue right there on last name table, first name Clark. It is covered with what are those? What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here, damn it? 300 series lever handles that are shipping out to Georgia once I get an answer back from the customer. But they are taking up a little bit of freaking room up there on the counter. So that would have been my place where I brought everything out and we could have drug a camera around and done something for a minute there. Honestly, though, it probably has to happen because I got to get that area cleared off. Do I though? It depends. We'll see how things go. You know how things go. Go back over here. We may have a bajizzy. Or we may just have another person that's like the person that's driving the SUV that's parked out there that does it every few weeks to go down to the hairdresser and just hang out for hours on end. Bajizzy. Hey,
Hi, how are you?
how are y'all?
Okay. Needed a copy of a key.
Get out.
How many? Two? Two is enough. Okay. You got it?
Oh, I thought you had it on your key ring. I'm doing 4119.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by, please.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, my brain was somewhere else. Let me ask, do you we needed some what are we doing? We're replacing exterior doors and then would those come with when you replace exterior doors, do they come with locks already or
Most of the time,
residential?
they would put whatever you request on there.
It just be the lock.
If you have an actual door company doing it, they're gonna try to sell their own hardware. If you have
Okay.
like a handyman type, they're just gonna go to Home Depot and buy whatever. So,
Is this the
Okay.
key?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
yeah. How many did you want?
Two, please.
Two of them.
And let's do a little fancy.
Okay. Any of the round shape heads, we are out of a few of them. So any of that style of head
Okay.
compared to that.
You want to do a ladybug? That's fine. Makes me think of Matt.
Mhm.
All right.
Don't forget
And
that.
his own his unknown bug facts.
Mhm. Well, and what were you gonna do that? And you know what? We'll have that you're doing that. Let me
On the light box.
Oh, you didn't have certain keys on your main key. How long have y'all been here? Many years.
Yeah, it's been a locksmith for almost 50 now. I've been here for about 28.
Wow. We grew up down here. I don't recall a time when this place was not here.
Mhm.
This is always where we come for our key needs.
Alright, got you done.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna switch out this bad key ring for you. Like first. Leave your keys if keep using that one.
So I guess I didn't ask my question well, but do you all travel to places and install locks?
We do, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, well, at least I know who to call when I get the new locks for 166.
Or wherever.
Or wherever.
Yeah.
What do we owe you?
It's $8.10.
Okay.
I'll just tap it right there.
I have
Yep.
another question.
Okay.
So, we've got some exterior intending on replacing, and they actually have new locks on them. Would you all switch the locks that are currently on them and install them for us on the new door, or would we have to use some of your hardware, or?
No, we can do that
We
as
could do
well.
that too? Okay.
We will install if you haven't if you went and bought locks, we will install it, but we don't provide any type of guarantee on the hardware.
Right.
If we sell hardware, we would provide a guarantee with the hardware, obviously.
Gotcha.
Now don't just stay away from the cheapest Amazon stuff that you find though,
Mhm.
because it's horrible and you usually can't rekey it correctly.
So
So
you all sell your own locks
we
with guarantee?
we have 2 or 3 different brands depending on what types of locks you need.
Okay. That's good to know.
Okay, that's helpful.
Am I able to get a hard copy receipt?
It emailed to you automatically.
Square. Okay.
Yep, Square remembered it.
Thank you so much.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Scrolling back up on the comments here. It took over a 93-acre multi-factory job. Ooh. I hope they give you the golf cart to use. Nowadays they're side by sides. Sorry, not golf carts. So it's so 1990s. Yeah, HKS, when they call about that and they're really frustrating with you and like kind of get an attitude, just be like, okay, take an earbud, put one earbud in one ear, right? And then turn the volume up and then put the earbud against the safe. And then like, are you ready? And then like, yeah, or like air horn into it. Make them think that you can magically communicate through the earbud to open the safe. Yeah, that's how that works. Tell them you got a flipper, you can do it. Oh, scroll. Let me get back down in the comments. Yes, no Amazon play. I mean, that's our default. I don't care what you buy. Just don't buy any of that Amazon crap. You saw the picture I posted on Twitter. Boozy Chocolates did terrific with the gingerbread house. Couldn't have been a more perfect situation to use them. Because every gingerbread house needs miniature alcoholics. Checking in on a couple of settings real quick, y'all. Hold up. Administrative tasks that I got to do. Get over here. Yep, yep. And let me check this while I'm doing this. Yep. What's up? We'll do one of those. Ooh, that hurt. Ooh. That was an accident. I wasn't gonna do that. Happy New Year, Pete. I still have yet to go to Vegas. I am a Vegas virgin. How'd that happen? Jeez. Asshole. Some asshole pressed a button they shouldn't have. Oh, okay, well that's working. That's nice to know. What about that? Holy crap. How are you working so well? If we do go over there, we're gonna have to put a camera up, which actually won't take that long. But we'll have to rig up the mobile microphone. I guess I could run it through the camera, couldn't I? Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. Hmm. What's up, LPE? There's been a lot of people around here that have gotten like kind of like a fluid slash stomach bug, which actually hit me as well. But there's been a lot of our customers that have come in saying it, probably where I got it from. No, not that button. Thank you. Go back to the right screen. Thank you. Yeah, let me get the camera. Actually go over here because literally I just kind of threw it aside. I guess I better let me get the mobile. No, I wasn't gonna do the mobile comments. Be right back. Yeah. I want to say something to this old bitch so bad, but she does it on purpose. So yeah, see, lock and key. Good. We do not. Thank you. Mm. Yeah, several of y'all catching cooties. Cooties. What's up, Mr. Inferno? Out working today. We had an incident yesterday morning that still is unresolved. Dude, at like 4:30 in the morning. Well, oh hell, I will let y'all watch that. Wait, that's something. I just hooked the damn camera up. Hold up. Yeah, hold up. Give me a second to upload this. I don't want to come back over here because it's gonna be ready. Thank you. It is. Okay. Now I can switch to this. Oh, it's so zoomed in. Why is that so zoomed in? Okay, I see why. Horrible. And that's only half of those screws. Before we go over there, yeah, and an update. One thing that I just seriously started working on was the reworking on, I should say, was the quiz for the Residential Locksmith Starter Series. I've already got about 25 questions for it. It's such a pain in the ass. Thought there was an ambulance on by. No siren on. It does need some cleaning and reorganizing, doesn't it? It's only been like a month since we did it here last, too. There one time I had it so that I had a camera up over there too, but I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that one up. Maybe. Hold up. Two cars in a row dragging their front end. Oh, I know what I need to do before I go there. Work camera. We need to unmute it. Boom. Yeah, thank you, Jason. All right, so I'm going to go grab the mobile comment section. Disconnect. Let's see if I can get away with. There may be slight double audio right now, but let's see. That was triple audio. Let's see if I'm going to have to move this stuff. Maybe I can just do it right there. Yeah, that might cause an issue with the rekey. Plus, I brought in a new tin the other day. Where is it? So I had this, No, let me mute this microphone just in case. All right, so mute, and I'm gonna come over here, and you should be able to hear me through this camera. I had, but let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough. I had found this when I was putting Christmas ornaments up, and I was like, I love rectangular tins because they're perfect for holding our sizes of tools, basically, and square shapes make better. There's still a little debris in here. I guess I need to get that out. But I was like, ooh, even though it's a fancy tin, it was in my attic, and when I put my Christmas presents up, I was like, there's this box here of 2 or 3 of these types of things, and I was like, you know, why leave it up in the attic for a whole nother year? I'm just going to start using it, even though it's going to get it scratched up and everything. I'm going to put it like somewhere, maybe like over here, possibly find some kind of use for it, maybe on top of the little cobalt. It fits actually perfect on top of the cobalt thing. I know you can't see it, and I'm not going to bring it over here to show you, but it does sit right there. I don't know. Better use in an attic, right? Sound is great. Okay, good. Probably better than the actual mobile microphone would be. Let's go ahead and pull the camera down. Let's pull Elgato down. Ain't no sense in it being there. This is a pretty shitty case to keep this in. 12-volt power supply, but kind of shitty because it's old. It wasn't shitty when it was new, but it is starting to like tear in certain places. Just ended up there. And why did I have this? Where was this going to go? I'm thinking about, I don't know, one of these Milwaukee pack-out cases, which y'all know how I feel about these. All I have is 2 of the shallow ones, but I want to get another deeper one. And I'm thinking, and I'm going to test it in my one deep one. I'm wondering if this is going to fit in there, and along with a variety of other electrical thingamajiggers that already having 2 separate cases. In other words, combining like 3 or 4 different things into something that makes sense. I'm kind of walking around over here figuring out what to do with this for right now. I'm going to put it right here on Nakitama Plaza, just so I can see it. There we go. That's a good place for it. Nakitama Plaza. What's up, Nola? This is a charger for one of my flashlights that lives on Regrads. Yep, okay. So this basically just stays here until I need it. Let's put that up out of the way for now. Alright, this was kind of, I think, the cause of the problem. It collapsed in. So, what I have is a whole big old variety of different screws here. These were coffee can screws. That's a brass bitter bob. Some kind of valve. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Threaded rivet. Big ass sheet metal screw. Clip from a clip. Weirdo metal thing. Washer. A magnet sensor for a door alarm. Quick set tailpiece. So a lot of these could invariably end up a key blank and the gas torch thing, which doesn't go there. So this is why I've kept them separate, because it's all kind of different stuff. Unless I want to take the time to do this. Or vice versa. Or find another coffee can. I would have to be real damn bored to sort this shit out, right? That is a pretty fine thread, a little knurled. What else? We got several of these though. So coming in with this, we have a lot of deadbolt screws. Now these could probably come over here. In fact, yes, that's what we're going to do. What the heck? Little short ass. Eventually all these should get moved over into my screw bins that I have, waiting for them. But again, I'm never going to be, hopefully never be bored enough to do that. Like, I tapped this thinking, damn, I mean, literally I could go put this in the drawer, like right now. Here, let's. Bitch is still out here. I forgot this was, yeah, okay, I got it. Forgot this was muted. I'm not supposed to be sitting here for very long, am I? And in fact, I'm going to remute it. Sorry about that. I forgot the microphone was toggled. Nudify. Okay, all lock parts. Recovered a bin there. That is A series aluminum finish. A or D series, one of the two. Caps. That is A series. Cap that holds the cylinder in for aluminum finish knobs, which are actually pretty sought after in the very select few types of people who actually look for certain hardware like that. If that spring would come in handy for something. Would I ever find it in here? No. When I need it? No. No. That is a toggle for a mortise block. Wood dowel. Severely bent. That ain't supposed to be like that. I think we can safely throw that one out. Goodbye. That's what that guy called about at the beginning of live. Not this particular one, but these guys. Yeah, I don't have the heart to finish this. So I really only reclaimed one so far. That's not really great. These are all deadbolt screws. I should have like a screw giveaway where I just like, oh, okay. All right, let me go through these two guys where they're supposed to go. And we're going to be done with that nonsense. Yep. Hey now, get back over here. Oh, almost missed that one. It's just gonna make it way harder, right? But when you sit and think about the time involved with it, right? As we come over here and we see this little guy right here, and you go and you look up the list price for this little guy right here, it's like $5. So and this guy we sell all day long for $3.50. So you know, you have to be real just damn bored to do this without going insane. I've got a spot for these two. We can go ahead and get those out of the way. There's actual little garbage right there. Okay, so start off with that because it's heavy. Let me put the slag tail piece with its brother. I'm going to put the sergeant tail cam with The Sergeant cams. This looks like Corbin. It looks like an Adams right for a Corbin cylinder. Hey, thanks for the sub. You will be able to chat in approximately 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes. 5 minutes. Hell, I don't know. 5 minutes. What are we looking for? We're looking for a Corbin mortise cylinder. Yep, there's one. Adams right for Corbin. It is. Put it on upside down, but it is. Nope, I had put it on the right side up the first time. So, if you go and you look up the price of a competing manufacturer cylinder, or a OEM, because this is bigger. This part's bigger on this mortar cylinder. This thing is like literally kind of crazy prices. So yeah, we're gonna put this with a whole different bin. Which is not part of the other bins because I'm not very organized. We're gonna plop that guy right there. Corbin OEM other. Corbin OEM other. And these Schlage doodads go over here. Still hadn't come up with an idea for this. I had kind of wanted to. I wish this was square so bad, but it's not. Okay, we got some keys here. Let's grab a lid. Start moving these guys out of the way. That one's the second heaviest. Lid. And both of these are pretty heavy. I think I should just dump this back in a coffee can. What do you think? I mean, honestly, it's destined to go. I've got a wing nut drawer over there. There's a hex. Oh no, that's a special head. There's a whatchamacallit thing? Blind nut. That is a nut for it looks flatter than normal. And when I say that, may be for Adams Right storefront stuff. Cam lock right here. Don't know what that is. Stanley, probably some kind of clip. Alright, so those two should be okay stacking in each other. And it's not nearly as tall, so we should be good here. It had fallen over that way, so that's a lot more stable than it was. And what can we do with this is the question that we had started with. Trash pan. No, I can't trash that. There's good screws in there. If I trash it, I'll be at the hardware store all the time. Yeah, you know, that was a good idea. We could have. Well, see, the problem with putting the screws, I could have put the screws in this guy, I guess. But you know, you have them sink to the bottom, and you end up having to dump them out anyway. But yeah, that would be kind of a cool place to cool coffee tin instead of the traditional coffee tin, which are mainly full of pre-cuts right now. Schlage pre-cuts. Schlage original pre-cuts too. Oh no, there's some extra stuff in there. I think I actually donated one of those coffee cans. I needed it for key blanks, so it got relocated to be made into key blank can instead of these screw cams. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, where'd my thing go? Well, that's no good. Let's have a few of these screwdrivers up. Hot mess here. That is not really supposed to be back there. This really could, oh yeah, we can hang this guy up. That's what that hook on the back's for. This one was going to get put in one of my bags. Gumby, you sent me that one. That one's my newest one from Christmas. And it was actually going to go in this bag right here. Does not do a whole lot of good without the cup. Looking for a bluish cup, right? Where is it? Hold on, I gotta check the time. So much for me promising myself I was going to be nicer this year. Actually, Kim promised that to herself. I never promised it to myself. In fact, let's pull up this right here. Doop, doop. So rude. There's my pen. I've been wondering where that went to. It's pretty slap wore out keyway. And that is an old school cylinder. Probably end up tossing that in the bin. Giveaway bin. Trying to decide if I have room for this. Let's see. Let me see how big this load is. It's really dependent on whether I'm going to use it instead of this little plastic bin. Is it going to fit anywhere over here, huh? Jeep. Like I have this one over here. It's a little bit deeper than that one too. I don't know if that's going to work out anywhere. What about a deep version? If we're going to take the Rune, we might as well do a deeper version, huh? Maybe replace this with this. Why are we at an angle here? There we go. Oh, I see. Ah, son of a bitch. There, let me go scrape this out over the garbage. Has anybody ever tried Williams Sonoma peppermint bark? I hate peppermint. I don't even know why we have this. I think somebody sent it to Kim. It'll add a splash of red to my counter over there. Look how close that is. I don't know if you can tell or not, but that's just a little bit wider. And I could have dropped it. If it was a little bit narrower, I could have dropped it right in there and pushed this back further. So I could. What's the door? Hey.
Hey. It's these days.
Look it up.
I mean, it's 3 of this and 3 of this.
Which ones do you want these on?
We'll do this on the blue ones.
Flip. So you get
These are 11. The ones you gave me were these ones, right?
yeah, those are for that. How many total tags?
Um,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so with 3 keys on Saturdays, you already get 1 free, so that's 6. So then you would get 2. Okay.
I don't need these. I just was gonna get this and buy 3 keys.
Alright, so yeah, you already get 2 free.
Alright.
So then if you buy 3 more, you would get the 1 extra free.
Okay. That's fine. Yep.
Yep, that works.
So these are 11. Those are 21.
Okay, 1782. Oh, here, I have a little bag to play. Don't forget your thoughts.
Thank you. Goes quick.
I know which ones go to which. Yeah, he makes it life easy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Oh, that lady left. Damn it. Ugh. I was totally going to say something to her today, and she freaking got out of here without me having a chance to do it. Better thank that customer that I didn't get onto you old, I hate to call somebody an old bitch, but you old bitch. You old bitch. Good point. I got to get back into that, especially since it's icky flu season. Good point. It's hard to get back into that habit. But I do have a big old fresh thing, a 3-pack of these things, so I might as well use them, right? I mean, wearing masks next. Good call, good call. I got my mask ready to go over there. I swear we had somebody come in with a state agency that really shouldn't be coughing and hacking and wheezing and out in public doing that. Who should know to put on a mask if he's coughing and wheezing and out in public? I was so pissed about that. Yeah, let's go. We gotta get finished over here. Hold on. Let me just get caught up on the comments because I'm not gonna be over there long enough to. Oh yeah, we do. We still have to do that. Hold up. We can't be. What time is it? 12:30. We're good. We're good. We got a good 10 minutes before we gotta come back over to this spot. And I just realized. Get too many streaming questions. That camera is open. Let me fix that. I'm honestly loath to leave this spot because I have the heater plugged in right here and it's keeping my feet nice and toasty. But I think I can spare another. I think I can survive for another 10 minutes. I do have some. Hold up. I know it's too late by now, but Don't get in my cold drip. So I want to keep this under the counter, and when somebody coughs, just immediately go right in their face. Get arrested, but... Okay, now let's go back over here. Let me switch camera. Mesh. Yes. I think that'll fit nicely in there as a replacement. Which side do I want out? Look, let me check the volume. Yep, I had double volume on. Okay, turn them off. And you should be able to hear me now. So, let's go back all the way over there. Yeah, that fits. I mean, that fits perfect right there. So, what can we use it for, though? This maybe could fit. So close. If I move this over here, which I've been meaning to anyway, because honestly, I need this to be a little bit closer. This would fit kind of perfect right there. Or in fact, I could bring this out and kind of put that right there. I don't know, but for now, we'll just stack him out the way. What are we going to do here? What did we get? A mailbox lock I never got around to putting back together. Really need a whole new plug holder. I've talked about that, making one of these but bigger for the rest of some that are kind of different here. It's good to have different plugs ready to go for pin checking and all that. But maybe try to do something with this hot mess right here. I decided to put that in my truck. Thank you, Ken Nixon, if you're still here. Jay made me want to start carrying one of those. Not carrying. Well, maybe I'm gonna give it a shot. I just don't know how it's gonna back pocket carry. I don't know if I'm gonna sacrifice one of my good ones for that use. Definitely not the red, but let's see what we could come up with. Honestly, this lid is for this container. What? This is going to turn into a shim container. Tired of this little bag. Do we have a regular Sharpie here? We do. Old shims, new shims. There's a titanium rod. Yeah, I don't really go in here. This is kind of that overflow type situation until I need some of these files. Let's see. what do I want to do here? Marks. Let's put you right there. I know that's not the marks container. I don't have a marks container here. So, just to get it out of the way. There's a scorpion plug. Choop. Brush. Did not have a hole in it. That's what pissed me off about this brush. Nope, not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one right here. I need a hole. Like it's on the anvil over here. Solving life's problems. One little thing at a time. Actually, I already have a used one here. Okay. Just added a brush. And I could go over there. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do here? Plug. We're going to get this moderately clean for any jobs that I have come in Monday morning where I got a rekey. And we're almost there. And we're almost out of time for today's Saturday Morning Live. So that works out, right? Because after this, I'm not going to do this any longer. Little files, where were they? Right there. Never took that guy apart. Almost like I need a dedicated pick section here, huh? It would be smart to have nothing but picks stay relatively together in one container. Screw, those are Weiser screws. I'm going to go right. Those are pretty worn out Weiser screws. We're going to throw those away. Jupe. WK flag. Right there. Ace hardware key. So that will give me enough room to at least just kind of brush everything aside. Did we come up with any real resolutions for... We did. We put this into use. I kind of like that. I like that being there. So, better there than just rotting away in my attic. The reason why I put that there and that there is because this is one of those super thin ones out of a security tag. These are real ones up here. In case you're wondering why I just did that. I saw a screw somewhere. Where was it? There it is. Oh, same thing. Security tag. And cams can go thrown in this. Is this the long ones? It says the long and medium. And we're going to hang this up over here. Let's turn this camera back around. Right about there. Perfect. Good enough. Perfect. for what we need it for, you know, just in case type situation. But I never did come up with a good thing for this, which I guess this lid would be perfect, except I don't really have anywhere to put it. I mean, I could easily like lay out some of my common stuff, and maybe let's see how bad it overhangs. That's super close. One more room. This thing I think is getting awkward and not great. It did well for its time, but I think it's time to change that because that's throwing my Tetris off a little bit. And if I pull that out, hold on with me. I just had an epiphany. This guy. Oh God, it's perfect. Look at that. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Look at all this blue, pristine area that I just uncovered too. If I can just make that work in there. I think I can. A little bit further of a reach for me, but yep, you're not supposed to be in there. Definitely a lot more room. And we can come up with something to do for this. And in fact, this will make a good transitional area for these too. So, yeah. Let's just put you across there for now because I don't know what to do with you. At one time, that was my favorite pair of tweezers. We're getting somewhere here, y'all. Is that a sparrow's pick? Looks like it is. Number 20. Okay, tons of those. That is for my knife. Little tiny Phillips. I don't think they stay right there. We're just going to put you right there. Ah! Alright, and then these are for when I need just little bowls for certain things. What do we got there? You know, we're so close to being able to actually lid that up, too. So close. Okay, that's a security strip tag, and I think... So there's another screw. Look at that. See, that's just, we're perfect for a rekey. Plenty of room. Just kind of move a couple of things out of the way. That's a sidebar spring for something. Doop. Not going to switch out the blue. It's not bad enough to get switched out yet. But one thing I do need to focus on is... I made a mistake dumping that out, didn't I? That suction over here, it's getting pretty rough. So, what time's the clock? 12:45. Let's wrap it up by getting rid of some of these key blanks. How about that? Let me grab a box. This is my latest bin of random keys. Number 5, actually. You know what? A lot of these... Accentra! Boy. Accentra. It's in the shadow. That would not be acceptable at all, so oh boy. Accentra. Well, there's less of those than I thought there were going to be. Nope. These are going to get yanked out because they give you a lot more weight for key blanks. So these are going to go in the scrap bin 100%. But let me just knock a little bit off the top of this. And we occasionally post pre-cut sales on eBay too. So there's some wildflowers. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, all these will end up getting put in recycle. Thank you, Master Lock, for giving us big heads to weigh down the brass. Done. Looks like I've already taken most of them out. Besides, nowadays, the only people that need that many wiser keyway keys are people who already have way too many wiser keyway keys. So let's put this up. The rest of a lot of that's going to go in scrap. But I do try to sort out the ones that A, deserve to go to scrap, and B, ones that are just used that are going to go to scrap regardless. I just grabbed this and started using it. You know what would be a good thing to use for this? I got an idea. Where is it? Where is it? Accentra. Because I keep so many of those, and I have so many that I just don't know where to put this. Maybe like somewhere over here one day. I don't know. I'll have to come up with that. Scrap. Okay. Because this just is out of its element. Doesn't work well right there. All right, let me grab the mobile comment section. We're going to move back up front and finish off today's live. What's this? I've been kicking this damn thing for a while. Oh, these are... just loose. Oh, these are pre-cut keys. These will eventually end up in the scrap pile too. That's going back decades. Yeah, oh, quick set Titan with the change key. Boom. Yamaha blanks. That bitch right there is like $2.50 nowadays. You need to get to hanging them up, Jason. There's a sergeant key. LA. I mean, that's $4.75 right there, boys. Hey! Oh, wait. While we're in here, there's a KW10. That's $3.25, boys and girls. Okay, now we can move. I'm seriously going to sort those out now. Okay, microphone back on and back at the desk. Love you. Time to go. We're gonna make sure and end exactly at 1 o'clock. That's our goal for this season, which won't work out. Oh, JC, can you replace ignition? I don't know, JMC try. Can I rekey the lock so the new cylinder matches the old key? There's a cover on the cylinder that covers something. Yes. If you replaced it, yeah. Why is Capitol Police up in here? Oh, we got. Hold up. What's going on here? What are we doing out here? Crime scene unit. I didn't do shit. Can't prove a thing. Yes, they can be rekeyed. 2009 is the Z keyway, right, y'all? Just thinking off the top of my head. Hey.
How much does a key getting made cost? Depending on the key?
Like a house key? They start at $2.50.
Awesome. How much for, you guess, like $5-6 for two?
$5.40 for 2 regular keys, yeah.
I'll be back another day, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yep. It's basically the same key with a notch cut in the bottom to interact. Covered in my Titan video on RLS, RSL, whatever it is. Am I looking up GMC something? Yeah, it's a ZQ. That's what I thought. Yeah, they can be rekeyed. I mean, it should have honestly been done before you put it in. You end up with OG Schlag and OG Quicksets. Just the regular nickel silver? You're not talking about the ones with the like cartoon symbols, because I've got hundreds of both of them. You replace the ignition cylinder in your truck. Can I rekey that lock so the new cylinder matches the old key? So the problem is A, why did you replace the ignition cylinder? Because you were having to jiggle it? Your key may already be worn out, and you may have to replace the key. You can't key up a new... You can, but it's going to work like shit. If you key up a new lock to an old key, you're going to have the same problems that you were having with the other key. You need to start with a new key. Z keyways, the tip wears out really bad. From going in and out of the keyhole. And I think at the end of that cylinder, nobody really knows for sure. I think it hits at the back, but it's like a sealed unit. So short of cutting one open, who knows if there's an end stop in there? I don't think there might be where it hits the tip. Anyway, the tips go dull really quick. Long story short, if you're using an old key and you try to key it up, you're gonna have problems with it. So just probably like I said in that video. But yes, they are rekeyable, so you need to watch out for that. It locked up once, so you replaced it. So yeah, your key, you need to start off with the key first. Always start with the key and then go from there. The regular keys. Better safe than sorry. I mean, because yeah, they can absolutely, even with, for some weird reason of it's just catch and not turn all of a sudden one day. Just because the key gets slightly worn out. But the most problem we see is, weirdly enough, the Z keys break just as much as if not more than the old style. They literally came up with that keyway back in 2005-6 era to avoid breaking of keys, and they broke just as bad, if not worse. So yeah, get a new key cut back to code, and then yeah, you can absolutely rekey it. But since you didn't buy an ignition, you already bought there's 2 ignition styles sold. Some of the parts houses that come with the wafers and springs that you need to do said work, or B, a ignition cylinder already keyed up to a key, sealed, not sealed. It can be taken apart and rekeyed. It's kind of better to do it with one of those, new kits, because it comes with all the stuff. Because now you're stuck with finding those packs of wafers and stuff like that. Hindsight's a bitch, I know. But yeah, start with the key first. The Z keys bottom out in the cylinder. They do hit the tip. They have to. As bad as I see them come in. And that's the problem when you're copying Z keys, period, is they're tip stop keys. So if you're copying a 2009 key, which undoubtedly has wear coming now, seeing how it's 2004, what is that, like 15 years old now? And instead of this, it's pulled in a little bit. So when we tip stop it, it basically copies that and just makes it worse and worse, because then you're like, oh, hey, this key works okay. But see, because whoever was copying it didn't compensate for that tip gap, which can be significant, then it'll copy like shit. And you can compensate it by copying it, but it's always, for a key that old, it's way better to just get it decoded and start over. Yeah. Yeah, but he's got a different, his cylinder's different. He's already switched it out. So yeah, he would have to take that out, unpeen the cap and everything, find a pinning kit or a pinning wafer kit of some kind to match that, which they were all the same. I don't know how much those ignitions go for now with the pack, and it really depends on which ignition he has too. But yeah, start with a new key, damn it. That's what we're all agreeing with. That's what we're going with. Okay, y'all, it is time to finish off here for Saturday Morning Live. Did we ever? Oh, I did do that screen, didn't I? Let's get this out of here. That was the Dang It West screen. Looks like the chat's way behind and way off. Oh no, we never did change that one, did we? Hold on, I can fix that. Chat is way off. Yeah, let's make this go here. And let's bring in a new backer. We should have done that, but I totally forgot to do this part of it. 2025 live, y'all. Crazy. Okay, let's bring that in. There we go. Look at that. Now we can fit the chat box in a little bit better, can't we? We can make it big. Let's say height of about 900 then. Boom. Well, that's a little too much. Height of about 800 then. Y'all know the first few weeks of the live is weird. And yes, I did cheat and reuse a previous season's screen. I put too much work into these to really change them a whole lot. They're sort of perfect right now. Even some of the older versions. '98 Saturn. Man, trying to cut back Saturn keys to original and them actually working. Nowadays, when people come in with those and they look like the toothpick, literally, like a steel toothpick is what they end up looking like. I'm like, bro, I mean, I'm good at this. Not to blow my own bubbles or whatever, but I can decode a 10 cut blindfolded almost. Saturn, I could nail it and it still wouldn't work right. That's the thing, and you can actually, people are like, oh, it won't hurt to try. Yeah, you wait till you run across a Saturn. Go, cut a key, cut by code, cut a batch code. Perfect key, the key's worn down, but enough to read it so that you know it's a perfect key. Go in there, turn it one time, it cranks, turn it off, nothing. Ignition just self-destructs. How'd that happen? Fucker. Oh, guess what? The old toothpick key doesn't work anymore now because you were trying to do something you shouldn't have been doing with a Saturn of that era. I hate Saturns. Yes, thanks for joining in, everybody. I appreciate everybody for being here. I hope everybody stays safe in this cold front that we got coming in. Keep your fingers crossed for the South. We're not used to this. Our infrastructure is not prepared for this. It's very detrimental to our safety for icy events like this. So, y'all, those of you who are more used to it, good luck. Hope it doesn't affect you too much. But if it comes down here, we're screwed. I'm going to pick up a new propane canister on the way home, too. And we have some Cooking with Jason cooking propane canisters in case the power goes out. Because if it ices over, the trees fall and knock out power grids. Don't skin flute your own horn on Saturn. No, I said that's the exception. Any other GM, fine. Except for that one. Well, there was one. Which one was it? It was a GM Geo. No. Metro. There was one of those years where the car was a little bitty stupid car, and it kind of used the same system as the Saturn. It was one you had to watch out for. Not the Metro. That was the Isuzu key. Yeah, there was a couple of them out there. Are you going to call it a state emergency? If it ices over, we don't hesitate to call it a state emergency. You got about 3 feet of snow in central New York, Miko. See, yeah, that's kind of, I mean, 3 feet sounds like a lot, but I know, I've seen some of your pictures. That doesn't seem like a lot for y'all. Yeah, have a good New Year, Mr. T. Thanks for joining in, as always. Yeah, y'all are just way more prepared for that. It's like we just can't handle it here. We crawl up under blankets and cry about it. Especially if it's just ice. If it's snow, the prism, that may have been it. Now, if the prism was one of the Isuzu ones too. There was one that was a crossover that went from the Isuzu blank to it was a 102. What was it? Let me go look at my Saturn wall. B76 head is what I'm thinking. Just glancing at the wall. And yeah, there was a couple that were used. The Storm it was one of those. Yeah, Metro, Storm, Prism, one of those shitty cars. The ones that you ended up having to be in, and it was like somebody was living in it or just some nasty person. Those kind of went hand in hand. It was like people that owned those were either A, living in their car, no shade or anything, or B, they were just nasty. I guess kitty litter looks good for the sidewalks. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. And we probably have a couple of cans of salt. But if it's iced, I'm not coming up here to worry about our sidewalk. That's the city problem, right? Jay, you're saying Spectrum? Would snowboard down the hill. We do have a nice hill we could go down. We may have a bajizzy here for a minute too, so we gotta. Okay, we're good. All right, let me bajizzy this and then we'll log off for the day. Yeah, we do have a bajizzy. Huh. Hey, how are you? Good. Okay. Just one.
Yeah, just one.
You want the new one or the old one on it?
The new one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're gonna be at 324 there. Yep, that's it. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, I just don't know how much table salt we have. I think we have like 1.5 containers of the little round containers. This, this would be an awesome place to do like sports, fun winter sports like that, because we do have a nice hill down there, and but it's not gonna. It doesn't ice over like that here. It ices over on bridges, and I have to cross several bridges to get here. So unless I literally get stuck in a heavy snowstorm, which I would be, if it started snowing and it was that heavy coming in, I would immediately try to get home as soon as possible. But in our situation, it's going to be, when Sunday it's going to rain like hell, Sunday night it's going to rain like hell, tornadoes, whatever, we can handle all that. What we can't handle is in the temperature that everybody is experiencing now. There's like this blue line coming down, and it's going to whoop over and hit Texas, and then whoop over to us, supposedly. And our ground's going to be wet, so it's going to freeze. But not in the same way like a nice snowfall does. It's just hard ice, black ice. Think black ice everywhere. And the potholes. Yes, the potholes, because people crunch through them and water spreads across the road. So you have 15 feet of dry, and then somebody had sloshed a pothole and it freezes. And then the water, it makes black ice. I mean, literally, it may not be black ice, but it's along the same vein where it's unexpected ice. And it's not a constant coating of ice. Up north, y'all just drive across it, and it's always frozen. Ours is like dry, slick, bridge. Anyway. It just sucks here in the south. It's just not a snow area, Potholes make it tough to the snowboard, too. Ah! Alright, we're done. Where's that end screen at? Thanks for being here, y'all. Appreciate it. We still have the West Cam up. But I will say, over the years that I have had to cross icy, treacherous roads, the old Astro has been a damn good vehicle for it. Surprisingly. You wouldn't think so, but it is. That's black ice. But it's not black. I'm trying to be racial here or anything. It's literally it's ice that, I guess it is black if it's got like murky water in it. Now, what constitutes real black ice? I thought black ice was just like a spot in the road. Yeah, I guess that would be black ice. Even if it's not the color black. How did it get that name? Black ice. Because you can't see it because the road's dark. What if the road's gray? Interstate's gray. You can see it on the road. If it's black. Black splotch on a gray road. Chunky ice. It's a chunky ice. it's clear and the road's black. Yeah, but the road out there's not black. The road out there is like a beige color. I know what you're saying. I'm just messing with y'all. Creating controversy over black ice. All right. Enough talking about the black ice. I mean, technically. Out there, if it was a patch of ice and it was clear, it would technically be beige ice. Watch out for the beige ice! Was that? Oh, that it? Did they leave? Oh shit! It's time to go. I promised that we were gonna be done. We gotta disassemble. Don't wait for that, all right? No, we're gonna be done every day, right at 1 o'clock. Then we get into a black ice discussion. Lock force disassemble. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody who's been here through thick and thin, the long days. What did we come up with? 26 straight days of streaming. Don't eat the yellow snow. Very good. Or the yellow ice, for that matter. I honestly probably wouldn't eat the black ice either. It just doesn't sound good. Or lick it or anything like that. Just don't put your tongue on it. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. You don't want to do that. Bridget throwing out invisible ice. You can see it, though. You can't really see it. But can you see it? Look. I was worried about the Christmas goat having to go up, and Kim got me a regular goat. Yeah, that's how we all feel about black ice right now. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Don't drive on the black ice, or the invisible ice, or the colored ice, or the beige, gray. What other road colors are there? Dark gray, light gray. Stealth ice. Just don't drive on it. But those of you who drive on it usually have like snow spikes. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know how to put spikes on a vehicle. Snow, that's weird. They don't even sell those here. Because if it gets that bad to need those, we're not driving. So don't drive on the stealth ice. Any ice is no good ice. I'm fine with it snowing. I'd be fine with it snowing a little bit, like big poofy, juicy little flakes of snow, and then
Please charge.
Shut up, and then immediately dissolve, and then the sun come out and heat up everything, and we can drive just fine the next day. That'd be awesome. I mean, we're fine with that. Vanilla ice, good one. Vanilla ice. Okay, we better leave before we get in trouble with the ice police. All right,
No battery.
shut up.
Please charge.
Shut up. Y'all have a great one. Catch you next video. Happy New Year. Happy season 7. Still gotta come up with a good. I thought about it today. I was like, Jason, cooking with Jason. I think we'll be one of the first ones we come up with. I gotta come up with some recipes. So if I fall outside as a, you gotta wear baggy pants to spike your hair, and then you can say it was vanilla ice.
Low battery.
Shut up.
Please charge.
Shut up. Not y'all. Them. All right. See ya. See you next week for episode 2.